Hey guys, about to make a video for Jason Rivera. Keep watching.
What's up guys, Mark Yancich here with Active Duty Passive Income. I'm here making this video for none other than Jason Rivera, one of our preferred ADPI agents in the San Diego area. Now, Jason reached out to me and asked me to make a video about me and what my goals were for ADPI in the beginning and how they have progressed over time and what it is that I do to kind of focus on my goals, achieve my goals, and thread the needle forward. I talked about this in a previous video about the positive mental feedback loop, but that didn't discuss so much how I go about planning my goals and pursuing my goals. It talked about how to take the next step if you're afraid to take that step into the unknown and what the tactic is to gain that confidence. So this is a little bit different, and I'm very happy you asked the question because this is going to get into a little bit of the weirdness of me, and I'm just going to open up completely about how I operate, and it might be different than what you're used to, what you're used to reading about other people do, about what other people do. For me, I'm very much a social animal, right? I need people around me. I love my friends, I love my family. I just need to be around people all the time. And something that I'm very cognizant of, or something that I think about all the time, is wanting to just be the people pleaser. I can't put it any other way. I hate disappointing people, right? And as soon as I realized that about myself, I kind of put that to use. To give you an example, I remember being in flight school, and I absolutely hated studying for, like memorizing lists and lists and lists of just data. And so what I decided to do was I was like, well, I'm just gonna tell one of my good friends that I am going to meet him at the library at 6 o'clock and we're gonna study together. And then that put me in a position to where I couldn't disappoint my friend, right? Otherwise I would hate myself. And so I put myself in that position of it almost being awkward if I didn't fulfill my promise, because I found it easier to break promises to myself than it was to other people. And that's just me understanding my nature and how I go about doing things, how my psyche responds to me trying to motivate myself, and that worked so much better than anything else. And so what I realized with ADPI and when I started it was I had to do kind of the similar thing, but keep it reasonable and kind of true to what everybody's goals were, because I started building a team. For me, it was so important to have other people around me. First of all, it was an affirmation that what I was doing was interesting and important enough to other people as well, that I wasn't some oddball, right? I'm gonna be honest, when I first started ADPI, I didn't think anybody else in the military or veteran was interested in real estate at all. I thought it was only, I was the one weird one, because everybody was so excited about the TSP and Roth IRAs and saving money, and I was like, is anybody trying to make some streams of income here? I honestly thought I was a total oddball. And so it was important for me to find other people that were interested in this. Now, as that kind of the thought process progressed and like the idea came to fruition, I started building the website, and the goal was really just to kind of A, document what I'm doing, B, write a small little book about the things I wish I would have done, basically a manifesto of the things I wish I would have done, which was the military house hacking ebook. And beyond that, maybe make a course if I end up being successful and invest in 1 or 2 properties. That was it. It was pretty simple at the time. But lo and behold, as I started building it and as I started talking about it, being a little bit more vocal about it, other military members started popping out of the woodwork. And our team is massive now. And it is so exciting to be doing this with everybody. But I'll never forget, I tell people this all the time, my first phone call with Michael Foster, our podcast host, education chief, when I first talked to him and we realized that we resonated on so many different levels and that we totally got each other's mindset and we were hunting and growing and focusing on the same thing, we were just like, wow. I mean, we couldn't get off the phone. So I was like, dude, guess what? I'm building this thing, okay? I was like, I want to make a course because I'm pissed off that I haven't known about this earlier. I'm seeing all these amazing people in the civilian world working on financial freedom and building cash flow and investing in real estate. Why can't we do the same thing? we're so good at like, the military, we're like a brother and a sisterhood and we band together and we fight wars together and yada, yada, yada. Why can't we do the same thing with our finances, right? Mike was just like all about it. He's like, cool, well, what can I do? I was like, well, I'm pretty good at tech. I got a computer background. How about I'm gonna continue doing the website stuff and we're just gonna build this course. And literally what we did was, this is going full circle now. I had to promise to him things I would do to then basically, that would motivate him because he had to meet me halfway, right, and do his part. And then I knew I had to do my thing because I didn't want to disappoint him. So I created a friendship and now I promised things to him and now I had to fulfill them because there's no way I was going to disappoint him, right? So again, I played that game with my own brain and I was like, I can't disappoint this person, right? And it was things like we would literally be up till wee hours into the morning or sometimes just very late, whatever, doing video recording and doing like reading PowerPoints and editing, videos in iMovie or whatever software we were using at the time. Now, lo and behold, 6 months later, several times having to take some leave just to finish this course, we had about 25 lessons done and we thought was pretty solid. I had closed on a rental property by then. I was ready to basically teach people all the mistakes I had made up to that closing. And I wanted to essentially become a crash test dummy and continue walking down this path, right? I just wanted to keep trudging along, showing people what I was going to be doing. It was just going to be a website and a course, and I was going to invest in real estate, and I was going to make passive income from the real estate, right? I also had ambitions of making a stream of income from the course that I made. Just full disclosure, I was like, hey, this is going to be an asset for me too. And I really liked online business type ideas, and I thought that was interesting. What ended up happening was it just kind of started growing and growing and growing without me even knowing which direction it would go, and eventually the goal setting kind of just disappeared. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I didn't know which direction to take exactly. All I knew was I kind of wanted to have an authority in this space with our website and our community, and I also wanted to continue investing in real estate. And so those two problems were constantly in my head, and what I ended up focusing on is just building my team and the community. And after closing on my first rental property and then a 56-unit apartment building with my parents, I kind of took a pause and I kind of went head down, focused on building the team and the community, the team and the community, the team and the community. That's where the goals started happening again. I started realizing that we had something very special here. The Facebook group just started growing almost on its own to where we didn't even have to invite people in or talk about it outside. People were just finding us organically. Like Facebook was literally pushing people to join. I really felt like I had the tiger by the tail or whatever. Like we really felt like we were striking a chord with people. And that's when the goals started happening. That's when I started having a clearer vision for where we were going. That's where this small idea of just having a course and showing some people, service members and their families, like what it is that I was doing, turned into wanting to completely change the financial mindset of the entire military. And I know that sounds like a ridiculous, lofty goal, but really we decided as a team that we have to think that big in order to make an impact that mattered. And so for me, I started looking at our company as more than just an education company. I started looking at it as a platform through which people could then find the financial services to actually achieve or to get the mechanics done of all the investing we're talking about through individuals and services that we already trust. And so that's where the education became a springboard into all these different financial services like insurance, mortgage, and having an awesome network of real estate agents. The ICC, our preferred real estate agents for ADPI. So going back to goal setting, okay, I kind of tried to paint a big picture here. I don't know that I really did you justice on giving a concise answer of how it is that I've been setting goals and how those goals have changed, but I had to kind of paint the canvas before I could really answer that question. And I did a little bit in the beginning describing myself and what I had to do with my own type of personality, and to combat my own weaknesses, and being able to motivate myself, and having to focus on creating those promises and goals to other people so that I wouldn't disappoint them. But I'll tell you that thread, that method that works for me, it exists throughout the entire building process of ADPI for me. I found that the closer I grew with our team and with the community, the more I didn't want to disappoint anybody, and the more that pushed me forwards. And so when our team develops a goal, I'm constantly thinking about it. It is top of mind. It's almost like I'm doing this meditation constantly about thinking about what the goal is and trying to thread that needle forwards. Now I write things down. I try to stay as organized as I can, but the reality is it's just kind of an obsession of not wanting to disappoint people. So moving forward past those first few phases of ADPI's growth, I've got to say that personality trait of not wanting to disappoint people is just an underlying theme with how ADPI has been built, at least from my perspective. What I've done is I basically just focused on becoming very, very close with my team, as close as I can. And whenever we decide to do something, when we put our mind to something, I don't want to disappoint them. So I can't disappoint them. And so that's what helps me keep my eyes on the prize. It keeps our goals top of mind for me because I understand how important they are on like a molecular level, right? It is a part of my personality. So since I built my strategy for achieving goals around like how I was hardwired, it made things so much easier. Now, I think all of us have a certain personality trait, or a certain way that we think, or a certain thing we love to do, a certain thing we hate to do. And I think just finding that and harnessing the energy and the power that it has can truly help you move forward. I mean, it has done wonders for me, just not that element of not wanting to disappoint the people I'm close with. Using that as my weapon to then fight for those goals and keep moving towards those goals has been my key to moving forwards, right? As far as what ADPI's goals are now, because one of the key elements of your question, Jason, was, hey, how have your goals evolved? Well, it went from, again, being a simple website and real estate investing to now us truly wanting to take over the likes of USAA. We want to be the advanced, smart real estate investing community where the foundation is education and a community surrounding that education. And then the financial services are a natural byproduct, right, as a result of that education. It's not people finding us because of our financial services that we're going to have or already have. It's that people find us because of the education and the online authority we're going to have, and the just very transparent and genuine presence we're going to have as a team to our community. And through that, truly educating the military community and helping military families achieve financial freedom and massive wealth through real estate, entrepreneurship, and making each other better. Hope that answers your question, Jason. Something you got to know about me, I'm very long-winded, so when you ask me a question like that, I will go crazy on you and I'll just keep talking. So please don't mind the long video. That's pretty much it. Again, thanks for the question. Anybody else that's watching this, please visit our website, activedutypassiveincome.com. We have a podcast as well. Sign up, subscribe for our YouTube channel. And yeah, Mark Jan Stitches out. Bye.